Alam nyo ba na since the 1970s pa sa atin inoffer ng Amerika ang F-16? Since then, ilang beses na tayong inofferan nito at muntik na tayong magkaroon ng isang dedicated na multi-role fighter, ang F-18. May plano tayong bumili ng 36 F-18 Block CD fighters pero ito'y nautlot dahil sa 1997 Asian financial crisis. 2025 na ngayon. 20 years na tayong walang modern multi-role fighter aircraft na kaya protektahan ang ating airspace. Ngayon, may plano tayong bumili ulit ng mga brand new multi-role fighters. Ang tanong ng bayan, mauulit-ulit kaya na hanggang pangarap na lang ulit ito? Ang gustong pagbili ng MRFs ng Pilipinas ay nagsimula noong 1995 nang maipasa ang AFP Modernization Act. Plano ng Pilipinas na makabili ng mga modernong fighter jets para mapalitan na ang ating F-5 Freedom Fighters. Napili ng Pilipinas na bumili ng 36 F-18 CD fighters pero ito'y hindi natuloy dahil nangyari nga ang 1997 Asian financial crisis na naging rason para hindi matuloy ang pagbili nito at ang tuluyang pagkasira ng AFP modernization program. Ni-retire natin ang F-5 fighters natin noong 2005 and from 2005 until 2015 ang S-211 jet trainers lamang ang nagbabantay ng ating airspace. Sa termino ni Pinoy, napabalita na bibili tayo ng second-hand F-16s galing sa Estados Unidos. Pero bigla tayong nag-back out nang ma-realize natin na mahal pala ang refurbishment cost at sa pag-upgrade nito. Kaya nang maipasa ang revised AFP modernization program, ni-reveal na bibili na lamang muna ng mga light fighter trainers na FA-50 para maturuan ang ating mga piloto na kung paano mag-operate ng isang 4.5 generation aircraft at mag-transition sa pagbili ng dedicated multi-role fighter aircrafts. Nang magsimula ang Horizon 2 phase ng revised AFP modernization program, inapprove ang acquisition ng 12 brand new multi-role fighters with a total budget of $1.2 billion. Ang mga leading contenders for the MRF program ay ang Lockheed Martin F-16 Block 70-72 fighters at ang Saab JAS-39 Gripen CD fighters. The advantages of the Gripens are the following: its lower operating and maintenance cost, greater runway flexibility as it can operate in highways, advanced electronic warfare systems, and it can fire the longer-range missiles like the MBDA Meteor and the RBS-15 anti-ship missiles. Meanwhile, for the F-16, it uses subsystems that are used in the 5th generation fighter, the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, and it has higher payload and fuel capacity, better engine resulting to longer range, acceleration, and uses advanced avionics, and a combat-proven fighter. It is said that the Philippine Air Force hierarchy prefers the F-16 Vipers as it is widely used in NATO and is due to our strong relationship with the United States as our mutual defense treaty ally. It would mean that in case of a conflict or a war happened in the Pacific, the Philippines would be able to access extra spare parts and munitions for our fighter fleet due to our alliance with the United States. While the Department of National Defense and then President Duterte approved the MRF program back in 2019, it has then been delayed ever since. The causes for the delays are due to the following. Number one, the COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, President Duterte's publicly downplaying the purchase of these jets since we have the FA-50s. and this is due to the lack of political will by then President Duterte to increase the funds for the AFP modernization program when back then he had a supermajority in the Philippine Congress, which is the first in Philippine history.
You are thinking na bibili ako sa inyo ng Martin F-16 multi-role fighter. And how much can we buy? Kayo, ano man tayo? How much is the budget? How many F-16s can I buy? 2, 3? For what? What I need are just propeller-driven planes for anti-insurgency. Wala man tayong ibang kalaban.
Sa pag-upo ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos at ang kanyang administrasyon, nagkaroon ng shift sa priority sa pagbili ng MRF. Instead na bumili ng 12 fighters, gagawin itong 40 aircrafts, enough to have 3 fighter squadrons. And now, the budget has been increased to $7 billion. Ngayon, ang Saab ay inoffer na niya ang JAS 39 Gripen E-F model, the latest version of the fighter aircraft. At instead of 2 bidders, naging 4 na. Ito ang KF-21 Boramae fighter ng Korean Aerospace Industries galing sa South Korea at ang Eurofighter Typhoon Tranche 5 aircraft galing sa Leonardo ng Italy. The change in the procurement plans to a more full systems approach, meaning nito ang MRF acquisition program natin now includes tanker aircraft at Airborne Early Warning and Control or AWACS aircraft na ginawa ito to ensure that the Philippines has an adequate number of fighter aircrafts and it can sustain longer operations to defend our airspace and not leave it to the next administration. Hanggang ngayon, ang Pilipinas ay wala pa rin nalalagdaang kontrata para sa ating MRFs. 3 taon na lamang matatapos na ang termino ni BBM. Sa bawat araw na hindi nalalagdaan ang kontrata ng ating MRFs, unti-unting dumarami ang pila sa mga fighter jets na pinipili natin. Both the F-16 Vipers and the JAS 39 Gripen E-F ay marami ng orders since nagsimula ang MRF acquisition natin noong 2019. Ang Colombia ay bumili na ng 17 Gripen fighters at may plano ang Ukraine na bumili ng 150 fighters nito. It would be difficult for these aircraft manufacturers to meet the demands of the Philippines, leaving precious time for the Philippines to defend its airspace with just 11 FA-50 light fighter aircrafts. Now, the DND is lobbying to amend the AFP Modernization Act to allow for a more flexible procurement system, allowing the use of syndicated or foreign loans. Doing this would mean it would fast-track the entire modernization program, and it will allow for the Philippine Air Force to procure the number of aircraft they needed to defend our airspace. Not just that, it can also mean that the entire AFP modernization program can be fast-tracked by allowing for the use of these loans. We all do hope na makabili na tayo ng MRFs para may sufficient numbers na tayo para i-defend ang ating bansa. Kailangan natin i-pressure ang ating mga kongresista na suportahan ang AFP modernization program sa paggawa ng mga batas. Nakakaya nilang mangurakot ng bilyong-bilyong piso sa mga flood control projects. Pero pagdating sa pagbili ng armas para maprotektahan ang ating bansa, ay sasabihin nila na palagi tayong walang pera. Sabi nga nila, kung gusto, may paraan. Kung ayaw, maraming dahilan.